one final thing you have to know. The mind. The one that thinks it knows everything. There's a knowing that mind tries to replicate. But it fails to replicate because it sees itself as just the secondary, the shadow of what it's replicating. So it cannot see it, it cannot portray it, it cannot know it, it cannot share it, being that secondary source of livingness, let's call it, consciousness. You see, the mind deludes itself because of that failure. So it creates possibilities, but it creates boundaries and hurdles to stop itself reaching what it knows it cannot reach. You see, when the true you surfaces from beyond the mind, you'll know that you're not secondary. You're not secondary to life, you're not secondary to consciousness, you're not secondary to God. You are God. But the mind, the pure mind, wants to protect you from that arrogance, from that believing ego that says, well, if I'm God, I'm going to project you. If you're God, I'm going to project you. Like I would project any God. The name, the identity of you, the body, must be that God. Now that identity, that name, that body is secondary to your truth. How do you know who you are without inquiring where you arose from? Did you arise? Or was it just the mind, the thoughts, the states of mind, the beliefs, the hopes, the attachments, the associations, the desires, the needs, the wants to discover something that the mind says is available? But I'm sorry, it's unavailable, you see. And it's true, because you cannot discover what you are when you're looking from that what you are. The body says, I am a body, so I must know what I am. But the body's a name. Everything is named. Everything is given to you, your ego. Everything is transported into your ego state to say, this is what you are. So you don't have to look for what you are. You're just that actor, that secondary body, from the initial body that is within you. The body of God is within you. Is that a body? Is it form? Is it shape? Is it color? How can it be? But it's you. This mind will get so many hateful remarks. How could we be God? How can we be secondary? If we live a life of secondary, we're always going to be second. Yeah? I win the race. Yes, but you're second to the race. The race came first. You won it after the race was invented. Was it invented, or is the race just the race? You see, while you believe you're a person, an ego, a mind, a body alone, you'll always believe of secondary. You'll always believe that God up there gave life to Adam, Eve, Jesus, all those above you. And he just gave you as an afterthought right down the line, because your mind judges on poverty, on material wealth, on size, on, so many measurable things that it creates. Love your body, love your shadow, love your mind, love your ego. It's not trying to deceive you, it just hasn't got that capacity to project the truth that you are. How can you be God? Because God is just a word, a name. Your initial source is your initial you, the original, almighty, pure, tranquil consciousness, you. That is even beyond consciousness. Wow. What, is this speaker drunk? Rumi was. Is this speaker speaking through drugs, through some sort of lunacy? The speaker is not speaking about you. It cannot speak about you, because a true speaker cannot speak. So how can it speak about anything that is something secondary? So I'm not speaking to you, the person, the body, the secondary. You know. You just want to follow a mind for enjoyment's sake, for experiential sake, for challenging sake, for suffering's sake, for active sake, for imaginatory sake. Everything is imagination, including this idea and concept that we know that we are something with a name, an identity, a tag. We're appearing as that because of our own need to create ourselves living as what we truly are. This, but appearing as this. The shadow of your true self is your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit, your consciousness, your godliness. Who can discover? Can you discover? No. You cannot discover that what you already are unless you look in the mirror. And if you look in the mirror and see a body and see a name and see a title and see a life, a story, then you are not going beyond into the looker or the looking. I say good luck with your experiences. This I does not portray a life that we have created, that God is about, something superior, something that is magnificent, something that is incredibly above, You cannot be God on your own. Everything that you perceive in your world, externally and internally, is the God that I is. Your name is I. All that speak I is the image of yourself, the God that gave birth to the I, the me, the you, the us, the we, the them. All is God. Stop dreaming about being this body alone. Enjoy the body. Enjoy the times. Enjoy the past, the future. If that mind says it exists, it exists. But it will end, you see. God never ends. You never end. You just keep being present, sitting in stillness, looking and watching yourself, playing this game, acting out this role, loving life, living life, being life. But the creator of life is you. Namaste.